What I think we talked a little bit about this on Monday, but Rich talked, and I think the front office talked about is wanting to see you play with more force. How do you
Yep.
feel like you're coming along as far as that's concerned? Where do you try, like, where are you trying to show that?
Yeah, I would say just my drives to the basket, the straight line drives, just being assertive, not second guessing anything, just playing my game, and then just on defense and rebounding, just making an impact on that side.
You talked a little bit the other day about what you learned from Pascal and that first step. I mean, how are you trying to incorporate that? What do you keep in mind when you get the ball in your hand and you're starting to drive the ball in terms of trying to make sure you're not wasting any motion?
Yep, I feel like the main thing is just being conscious of that before you even get the ball. Like if I'm on the wing, just being ready. If I get it, I'm catching and going. Like just things like that. Just making a conscious effort of implying that to my game.
What was the emotional challenge of not being able to play in the finals? Just having to watch.
Undescribable, dog. Like you got to be in the moment to feel it, but it's tough. I mean, you work all summer, 82 games, 3 series, and then you get there and then it's taken away. But I mean, it grows you, it matures you. I feel like it made me a better person. I learned a lot through that process
That is
for
what I
sure.
wanted to ask you. If it is that hard, when you were healthy, ready to go again, how did that change your appreciation, approach, anything about it?
Oh yeah, definitely the appreciation factor. I'm not saying I wasn't appreciative, but I mean, just every opportunity I'm able to work out, get a lift in, practice, like it means a lot more to me now than it did before. Just knowing that like in an instant it could be taken away. So I mean, every day's a blessing.
Does that make camp or practice feel different at all?
Um, yeah, for sure. Cause I mean, you wake up second day of camp, oh man, here we go again. But I mean, you just got to look at it as a way to get better, a way to grow, an opportunity that everybody doesn't get. So it's definitely blessed and fortunate for it.
How long did it take before you were back to 100% this summer? When did you get back to doing everything?
Maybe like late August, early September. I would say I got clear. So it was a long process.
What have you had to do just to ramp up quickly in that case? I mean, you're only talking about 3-4 weeks that you've been 100%.
I would just say being in the gym. I would say the weight room more than anything, just focusing on my body, conditioning, everything else that I was able to work out, just being able to grow that. So when I do come back, my body's feeling good, my ankle's feeling good, and I'll be ready to go.
Not just you individually, but what are the things necessary to play the pace that Rick wants to play? Because it's so much faster than other teams, and you don't see it camp a lot of just up and down sprinting. But how do you prepare for that?
I would say definitely conditioning over the summer, just getting your body ready, your wind ready, your heart rate up, and then just IQ because we don't really play with like a set play call or like just pick and roll. Like we do a lot of random things. So just being able to pick up on actions, picking up on our system, just making adjustments on the fly and be able to ready to play through anything.
On defense, we talked about just cutting out the gambling. What have you learned about how to bring more force to a matchup, basically, as taking that part out of it, but still being aggressive and still being forceful without reaching?
Yeah, I would just say being more physical, fighting through screens, just bumping on cuts, bumping on drives, just being more hands-on, more physical, and I feel like that's a better way to get engaged with the game as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I just want to first congratulate the Fever, congratulate Steph and Kelly and their team for just a monumental run. I mean, they embody everything that Indiana basketball is about, and the grit and the guts and everything else was amazing to watch, and they were right there. And so sad that it ended, but an amazing run and one of the great coaching jobs I've ever seen.
I know Ty's talked about this before. Jarace did a little bit on media day, but some players think they get it going into year two, and then they realize they don't, and then they actually get it coming into year three. Do you sense anything with Jarace in terms of maturity, disposition, things like that? Is different going into the season for him?
Yeah. He's so young when he came in. He's just 1 year in college, and so the first year you have expectations. It's difficult being a top 10 pick. You feel like you're supposed to just go in there and be an impact guy. And in our situation, his position was pretty crowded. And so it took time. But he's learned, and he's worked extremely hard, and he's positioned himself to be a major factor on this team.
You talked about wanting to see more force from him. Are you seeing evidence that that's improving? I guess is where do you want to see more force, and where are you seeing more force?
Well, first of all, physical conditioning is tremendous. Best I've seen him in 3 years by far. And yeah, he went through 2 months of rehab where he really couldn't run full speed. So he's put in a lot of work. Day one yesterday, he won the one-on-one competition. Day two today, Matherin won it. And so, you know, those are the two guys that were the high picks, you know, back-to-back years. And so they're both showing that they're ready for this challenge.
You obviously worked with Pascal Sunday, said one of the biggest things he learned was just having a quick first step and not wasting motion when you get the ball, basically driving it kind of on an immediate level. Are you seeing progress there, that he's kind of making quick decisions in terms of
Pascal?
With Jarace, in terms of learning from Pascal?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, Pascal's been a great mentor to Jarace and a lot of our other guys too. And Jarace has spent time down in Orlando at Pascal's house where he's got the gym. They spent a lot of hours together, and it's powerful, you know, when you can spend time with someone that's elite at their position, that's taking an interest in you, the way Pascal has. So, you know, hats off to Pascal for mentoring and being so willing to do it, and you know, Jarace too for being a great student and a sponge.
How have you seen J-Huff adjust to the style that you guys play and fitting into that so far?
Well, the biggest thing was conditioning. You know, when he got in here 3 weeks ago, he wasn't ready for this, and he got the message pretty quick as they were playing games and doing things informally, and he really picked it up over the last 2.5 weeks and made a lot of progress. The shooting is elite for a 7-footer. You know, he can block shots. He's got great feel. He passes the ball well, and he's picking up our defensive concepts, which are difficult, and unlike a lot of the ways he's played over the years. So, making really great progress. Great kid. Fits the culture of our team very well, just from a personality standpoint, and you know, we're thrilled to have him here.
Was there a time in your coaching career where you had to spend more training camp practices getting guys in shape than you do now? And could you just speak to the general in shape level these guys reported this season?
Well, they reported in a high level of conditioning. You know, look, many years ago, I don't know how many decades, you know, training camp was, you showed up in training camp was the time to get in shape. But it's gotten so competitive. In a lot of ways, one of the real separators from player to player and team to team is conditioning. And so, you know, we have a group chat. I've been hitting these guys since early in the summer on the fact that it's going to be a short summer. Make sure you calculate the correct amount of rest, and then along with the correct ramp up. Because even though we played to the last day of the season, you know, we've got to come in tip-top shape. And the first 2 days have been very demanding physically, very demanding, and guys have done well.
What's we've liked Tony Bradley so far, and we've just seen him a little bit at the end shooting the ball pretty well. Pick that up a little bit. You know, what do you like from him so far, and what's he kind of needs to hang around this company?
Well, he's still a pretty young guy. He's 27 or 28 years old, and talked to him last year about, you know, spending some time working on the three-point shot, and he's making them on a very consistent basis now. And so, you know, he made a couple in games last year. In our preseason, you know, pickup games and stuff like that, shooting the ball well, and so it adds an important element, along with the fact that he's a very smart, very accomplished player, just in terms of knowing the game, feeling the game, and his feel defensively and rebounding is very, very good.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you. What this team does and requires. Can you describe that in your other words, how that felt and what you've had to do to
Got
get
it.
up to the way they play?
Got to run fast. Got to run fast. Got to run a lot. That's kind of, and it's kind of funny. It's built into the name of the team. I hear the word pace a lot, and I feel like it's a coincidence just because we play fast, but it's a funny name. So.
Have you played a style that requires this of you ever before in any level?
We played fast, yeah. I mean, I played fast with Memphis last year, and then high school I played fast. UVA, obviously, we didn't, but I've done a mix of things.
How have you felt your comfort level, even just these 2 days of camp, getting more or less wherever?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely getting more comfortable as we go. And, you know, it's a tight knit group, so like there's not that many new people, which is great. And even that, I feel like I'm getting comfortable as we go.
What did you have to do just to meet the conditioning level? And obviously you're playing pickup and stuff, but what did you do on your own?
Playing pickup, a lot of conditioning. Coach Boylan does his stuff. He gets guys in shape pretty well. So.
What's it like just finding chemistry for these guys so far? Getting a sense of, they're big on randomized movement.
Yeah.
Big on just sort of slow game.
Yeah.
What's it like?
No, it's been great. I mean, they're always giving advice and like telling me, hey, this happens, do this, that type of thing. So they're being helpful. It's not like I'm just having to figure it out on my own. Everybody's been really helpful.
Talking about how you had to decide between 2A's, Big Tens, Europe, whatever in the past. Does camp feel any different knowing, like, all right, I have a deal already? Or is it the same kind of approach?
A little bit, but it's a new place still. I haven't been at the same training camp twice, so it's always interesting trying to figure out how training camp is going to go.
What stands out to you differently about this one and the other teams?
Feels like the structure is really good. Like everything feels very intentional. I think that they just do a good job of making sure that you know what the reason is behind everything. We're doing things that are harder than a game will be, which is I think they said that earlier today. Like we're going to make practice really, really hard, so games are easier.
We're expecting the pass a lot about wanting to lead the league in passes. Even Banks have to make a lot of reads to move the ball.
Yeah.
Have you adjusted to that? I don't recall you having to do that with any team.
I think I am capable of passing for sure. It's dependent on where, but that's something that I feel like I can do pretty well. I'm not Jason Kidd throwing behind the back passes or Jason Williams or anything like that, but I think I can pass okay.
Who have you had to get used to from the defense?
The way we everywhere I've been, ball screen coverage is different. So just having to adjust to that, figure out what they want, where I'm supposed to put my feet, everything like that.